Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. So I've been playing this little game that someone shared with me via who knows whatever and source, and it's called Slither.io, Slitherio, and it's a fun way to play. It's cheap, it's free to play. You just go find the website, there'll be a link in the description down below, and I had a pretty good game, so I figured I recorded it, and we just talk about the game a little bit. Concept is you are a snake, and you eat these little bits on the ground, and all the other snakes in the game are also players, and the only rules are, it's just like Snake, don't run into any other snakes. So if your head hits a body of any kind from anywhere, then you die, just like that guy did. And then all of your guts fall on the ground, and you get to eat those guts and get bigger. And the whole goal is to get as big as you possibly can. So, how do you do well in Slitherio? My experience with it has been don't be too aggressive. There's really only two ways to interact with your character. Number one is you control the direction that the snake is moving with the mouse. He just follows the mouse head. And the other is that if you press the mouse button or the space bar, he dashes. Right now I'm dashing, right? So I'm dashing to go try to collect this other stuff. And notice there, instead of going directly at it, what I did is I tried to surround it. And I've found that works quite a bit better than just trying to chase the entirety of a corpse, because usually someone else will be chasing the entirety of a corpse, in which case you get a head-on collision and then you die. So again, here I'm not trying to go for all of it. I'm just kind of trying to get some of it and then kind of like trap the rest of it within inside my sphere of snakiness. There's really two phases to this game. There's the early game phase where you're this little itty-bitty snake where you take lots and lots of really big risks, and you don't care if you're small or not. You just try to throw yourself in front of a big snake and see if you can kill him. And then you eat all of his guts and you get big yourself. The second phase of the game, bear with me, the game also, for some reason, when I was playing it this day, it had some choppiness. So every now and then it just kind of lagged. It's not the video, it's just the game itself kind of hung occasionally, and then all of a sudden you jump forward. So fortunately it didn't kill me. But there, see, like, if I had been charging head-on into that thing, I could very easily have run in and had some issues there. The very top left-hand corner, you can see today's longest, 26,000. It's pretty good. I've seen them up to like 50, 60, 100, 200, 300,000. I mean, they get really, really big. Right now, we're in 5th place. That's it's fine. The goal of this video is just to showcase the game and see if there's a way to maybe elaborate a little bit on how you play. The second phase of the game is my favorite part, which is where instead of just trying to suicide yourself into big snakes, you try to sneakily surround medium-sized snakes when they're not looking, and then you constrict upon them, which we just did right there. So he's in there and he's like, "Ooh, look at all these little bits, yummy, these are delicious." And here I am just like, "Hello, I'm a big snake." And then he's like, "Oh no! Oh wait a second! Oh crap! I'm surrounded. There's no way out. What do I do from here?" He may not even have noticed yet. He's trying to get me to run into him, and so now we begin the process of slowly devouring our meal. And the larger the snake you can constrict, the better, because of course that's how you get really, really big. But I've never seen someone in this game get like stupid huge without eventually aggressing on other players. You can't just be really passive and move around and just eat the little bits that spawn randomly. You've got to try to do these constriction plays. And when you get really, really big, it's crazy how long your snake actually gets, and exactly when. Exactly how big of a snake you can trap with inside your circle. So we're going to slowly continue to just take our time here. And this is my experience with how you get really big in this game, is play patient. Don't chase the ruined corpses of other snakes fully. Just sort of sequester off part of it for yourself and then eat the rest of it a little bit later on when you've got time. But be cautious. Notice how I'm not dashing. There's no rush. When you do the dash move, you actually expend some of your size. The bottom left-hand corner down there, you can see my length, 16,479. Right now I'm in 3rd place. So your length will decrease every time you dash. You spit out like little turds, basically, of snake bits. And so this guy's, he's doing a really remarkable job of following my interior, but notice how every time there's just a little tiny bit of an edge, I'm inching my way in closer and closer, and eventually he's not going to have any room and he'll make a mistake, and he will die. And I'm patient. I'm a patient snake. A slither. Of course, you may have noticed that you can path over yourself, right? You can't run into other snakes, but you can drive over yourself. So I'm about to finish my meal. Now, if another big snake came in and saw me doing this, he could actually trap me, even though he might not be as big as I am. Like, just because I'm so narrowly constricted right now. This is kind of dangerous how close in I'm getting. But there, finally he's dead. And now we slowly get to devour him. And boy, does he taste delicious. We're now 18,095 length long. That puts us in second place. Now, one of the things, again, when you get as big as we are now, I've noticed that your turn rate seems to slow down. It just feels that way. And so what a lot of tiny little, like sneaky little thin snakes will do is they're faster than you are. They can turn faster. And so they'll try to go alongside you, like this guy is, and then he'll try to cut you off. And so what you do in that case is do what I just did there. You just do a U-turn, cross over yourself, and just say, nah, I'm not going to play that game with you. I'm just going to kind of move away and take advantage of my length and protect myself with my own body. That seems to work quite well. And again, this was a particularly laggy day. I don't know why there was so much. There was only like 400 or 500 players, which is pretty standard. Yet the game was hanging a bit here and there. So we are, again, 18,718, 19, etc., etc. That little guy there is too small to really be concerned with. In the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see a little map. This shows where you're located relative to the grid. I find that the largest snakes tend to congregate towards the center. So, I mean, if you're looking for big snakes to eat, then that's where you'd want to go. This is a fun game, fun way to pass the time. This is very dangerous for me. Very, very dangerous for me, right there, because he's such a little guy. He's got no risk. There's no reason to be careful, because if he dies, he just starts over just as small as he was. So, again, this guy being very bold, and I'm just going to turn around on myself and try to avoid any of that. And now I'm going for the surround play. There we go, we got him. And now we can just take our time. Sometimes I've found it actually is a good idea to leave some little juicy bits on the ground as bait. You know, don't eat them right away, because people panic. Like, they freak out. They're like, oh, look, there's stuff! And they charge straight for it. Sometimes right into your waiting snake jaws. Eager to devour. We are now in first place, by the way. We're size 20,081. Not the biggest I've ever been. Also, not the most impressive. Certainly could get much, 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 much larger. Depends on the quality of the people that you're playing with. Some people know how to play this game well, others don't. Notice how that's my back end, and I just realized, okay, yep, everyone that's inside, you guys are trapped now. Yum, delicious. Let's begin the constriction process. In fact, I'm so large that I can even go and eat outside of my circle now a little bit as well, and still not lose control of these two little itty-bitty guys. And in the meantime, they're fighting with each other, and they're eating the little bits that spawn and trying to make themselves bigger, and I'm just slowly waiting. I'm going to devour them. Yummy. The closer you can cut the corner, the sooner you can eat them and actually get them to destroy themselves. But there's no rush, as long as you just path directly upon yourself. Eventually they'll make a mistake or get bored, and sometimes what I'll do, whenever I've been small and gotten constricted upon, sometimes I just get bored and I just throw myself against the snake's wall. I don't care. I'd rather start over, because I know you can see the doom. 90% of the time you're going to die. Only 1 out of 10 times that I've tried have I managed to do a little micro move right the very last second, right in front of his face, and actually break the constricting snake on me. And boy, was that glorious, but it's pretty rare. So, again, these little guys are just kind of like, well, I don't know what to do. There's this big freaking snake all around us. So we'll continue. Got the Stellaris music on in the background for reasons. Sounds pretty. It's nice music. It's good music to be a snake. And looks like the red snake just decided that life is not worth living any longer. How about this other purple snake? Is he gonna... There he goes. He's all done. Okay, yep. I mean, you could see the doom spelled out, right? Like, it's no point in sticking around. So... I'm not sure how much longer it goes, but I do die soon. And it's due to a little guy where I was just a little tiny bit too aggressive. And if you dash as a big snake, you move so fast that sometimes stuff can pop up on the screen before you even realize what's happening. And a little snake can get you. It might even be this guy. I can't remember. But it's a fun game. Or it could have been lag. I don't remember what killed me, come to think of it. I could go straight for that food there, or I could just not and just know that it's there. And here I am, trapping in another little snake, and now I got my food. Because either he's going to eat it or I'm going to eat it, but either way, it's going to end up in my belly. Yummy. Delicious. He's so tiny, he's almost not worth fighting for. This one's actually pathing around like an AI or something. It's being a dummy. I could be a lot more aggressive in my constriction here. But, it's more fun when you're playing against other really big snakes, and you're all kind of like circling around each other, like trying to figure out who's longer and who can actually get the circle off, and that kind of thing. So, that can be fun. See how this guy's just like constantly just still moving in the same sort of path that he's been doing. I almost feel like he's a bot. But hey, anyway, so far we're 23,000. I was hoping that I could get to today's largest. I wanted to hit the goal, but I do know for a fact that I failed just shy, like 25,000. So I know the end is nigh. We're about to die, and I can't remember what reason it was. It's just some little bastard snake that gets me. It's one of these little blue guys, I think. No, see how slow my turn rate is, man? It's too slow. And this is what's dangerous. Don't chase those paths. Don't blindly chase into them. It's this guy. It's this guy. It's this guy. Nope, it's not that. It's this guy. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, miserable 25,000. And that's that. So anyway, that's how you play Slitherio. Hope you liked the video. Go check it out. It's free to play. Slither.io.com. I'll see you again in the next episode. See you soon.